Gordon. Also, of course, the scene there where, of course, Henry being the whole building and he's fighting them. So there are two good episodes. Especially, I think episode 90 was really good. Episode 89 had a little animation, some art, but it was still really fun in the ending there. We got some flashbacks of both Gray and Gordon. I think especially Gordon's was more interesting, or I like him as a character, but I mean, he was more like, he was more of a mystery, so learning about him and learning his magic, that was really good. I was happy to finally see what Gordon can do, of course. We saw him doing 2 different spells in the 2 episodes, so that was really great, finally seeing what he can do, right? And he mentioned a bit there, like, oh, I was a cursed family member. Like, my family is cursed, so I didn't have any friends. I wasn't allowed to have, like, friendship. I wasn't allowed to touch other kids. So that's why I didn't learn to speak right. I didn't learn to, like, talk and so on. So it was good seeing that. So let's start with Gordon. So apparently he is some kind of poison magician, right? So kind of doku. And as he said there, I guess his magic is quite harmful. So he's like, I can't go full off. He usually, I guess, can't go like full out on against enemies, right? Against normal humans, then he might kill them. And of course, as you know, he's a very good guy. No one can hear what he's saying, but he's a very good guy, right? So of course, he's like, he doesn't want to hurt people generally. So in this situation, then he could fight like more aggressive, right? Because we're fighting zombies, and then we're fighting this. Yeah, Gray made it into like a plant thing, right? And she's like, grass is weak against poison, attack it! Yeah, it was like, okay, yeah. So he could go more, straight up there with full power. So that was cool, and he seems to be able to like create. I guess he controlled both like smog or like smoking gas form of poison, but the first he was more like liquid poison. But it was like a form of a dog strike. So I guess he in similar way to Shelly, right? The crazy girl, Yandy girl. I guess he can like create different poison animals. So it's more like liquid and he can like shape it, I guess. So he, shaped it as aggressive poison dogs. But he can probably make anything, I suppose, in a way, right? So it's more about controlling, liquid poison, and it seems to be quite corrosive, quite strong, right? Like it just burn through the zombie. So it's Gordon is actually probably pretty dangerous, but unfortunately, we didn't see much more of that. Yeah, I was hoping to get more of Gordon and why he's like he's on friendship and so. But more about his powers or maybe his family and so on. But I guess we're gonna get that more later. Gray then on her, she has learned to, I guess, like change the mentioned property and attribute, but I felt that her power, I would say, is more like like she can like reshape what something is made of. So if you have this thing here, this is plastic, right? And she can be like, oh, this plastic thing now it's not going to be plastic, it is now instead of wool, or is it like or something else, right? Yeah, so she can do that. Probably not against real humans and so on, but she did twice against the Gel stuff, right? I mean, I said it at first episode 9. I was like, of course she's gonna, Gray is just gonna like remake that massive thing into another thing, right? Like crystal again, or grass instead. So that's pretty interesting. I don't know how useful it's gonna be otherwise though. I don't know, like that feels somewhat not very useful, honestly, against other people. Like, you're fighting, maybe useful against like Vangans. He's like tree magic. He's like, nope, tree water stuff. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, like good against people that can like summon stuff. Not very good against, I feel, someone like Asta or someone else. Whoever that's more like a Yami, Asta. They can fight Noel. Not very. I mean, if Noel is like water attacking you and you're like, not water, honey or something, that's gonna make it worse. Yeah, I was like, no, it's not sticky. It's gonna make it worse. I don't know if it's like changing the properties is very good otherwise. I felt it was mainly, she's mainly like an anti-summoner, I feel. Like the guy that could summon like mud and so on, right? He turned into, but like that kind of thing, right? But they can like, oh, look at my earth golem. She's like, nope, not earth, it's this thing instead. And then, so like, I think that's seems to be where that's most useful. Of course, useful against then Shelly's, like yell, yell lizard. But I like that Gouch is like, look at me, Gray. No, look at you. It's like, look at me. And it's like the clothes her. It's like 100 of embarrassed Grays. Flying there. That was awesome. So, Yeah, so a lot of Gouch, you know, he can team combo attack. Yeah, he can team combo stuff, and the magic is one. And Gouch, I think this was one of the best Gouch moments. Actually, yeah, I think this was one of the best Gouch episode too, because I mean normally he's quite aggressive, you know, he's quite angry guy and so on, right? Always about to marry. But in this situation, with these two people, it actually was a pretty good combo. He's like, "Can you speak up to me? Stop being embarrassed!" Yeah, like his typical anger management issues was kind of fitting to be, you know, pissed off against them. What are you saying, Goran? Yeah, like that. I felt that was fitting for his personality to be agitated against them. So that was a pretty good combo there. It's like, let me clone you. Great. No, not more of me. Yeah, so I think it worked. I think it was a good mix there. Then of course we have Henry, the new character. So Henry then, okay, Henry, big episode, right? You see that character. People that mentioned his name to me before, probably when I did the opening reaction, I was like, oh, there's a guy, and he's probably a Blackpool character. So I heard the name before. That's the only thing I knew. Interesting character, like he can't leave the house, like he lives from getting the mana from other characters. And Yami is like, you get a rope, you get a rope. He's like, you get a rope, bro. You're part of the Black Bulls. Of course, he's an official Black Bull, of course. That no one knew about. Except Asta. I love the typical Asta joke that everyone else is like, go, it's a ghost, it's a Yuri. It's a Yuri somewhere. Everyone has seen him walking around and they're all afraid of this, like, oh, this go. Yeah, they're all afraid of that, right? But Asta has seen him several times and actually happened to know how to find him and goes to his place and like cleans his room and so on. So Asta has been there a lot of times since he lived in there and no, I didn't mention it to anyone. And of course Yami, we're gonna love, you know, old good Captain Yami. Of course Yami has, you know, he took his house, right, and he's living in this guy's house, but never told anyone. So Asta of course knows, but yeah, no one else knows, right? Why would you ever tell anyone? Classic Yami. It's like, well, yeah, of course the guy's magician. That's why he keeps also rearranging the house all the time, right? So it's like, of course you haven't never told anyone. But I love, my favorite part was the Vanessa part, right? He's super drunk. He's like, I saw someone, yeah, a ghost. And they're like, yeah, you did. Yeah, I did. It was a ghost. Yeah. And she looks super drunk, so you're like, yeah, sure you did, honey. Sure you did. It's like, yeah. not the most trustworthy situation there, and she's always drunk, right? But yeah, so not the best there. And he can control the whole house. I don't know how much Henry is gonna be useful later on, though. Yeah, I don't know. Like, interesting. Like, can he leave the house? I mean, he needs the house to live, right? He couldn't walk before. Now he can walk. So the more members Yami has, the stronger he gets, right? Because he lives from their mana. So eventually he can probably leave the house. But I don't know if he's gonna be able to actually fight some more people in the storyline. I mean, I could definitely see that maybe the next arc or later in his arc or whatever, that he can like just get the whole bull house up and go and fight or something. I mean, I can see it happening. Yeah, like he's gonna Minotaur, Black Bull, Golem thing, and running into the capital and fighting people. Like, I see that happening. Like he has to take the whole thing with him. That could be cool. That's probably gonna happen eventually. He's gonna actually leave the house and go to a fight, to a war, right, against the elves or whatever they are. That's probably gonna happen. So that would be my guess, that he's eventually gonna relocate, so to speak, right? And maybe even doesn't have to. I mean, think about it. Finral isn't there right now, but if Finral is there, and it's like a massive gate, right? He can actually send the house to wherever the war is, so that he can go there and fight, right? So that's probably gonna happen. That would be my guess. And otherwise, maybe his magic could be, I don't know, taken to a further thing. He can maybe like go into another house and control that thing, or a dungeon or something. Maybe he can take over stuff eventually. I don't know. I talked about him being stronger inside the house, because if you live inside the house, you get stronger. The longer you live there, you get stronger. So I have a hard time seeing him leaving the house and like, oh, I'm controlling this bridge now. Let's fight. Yeah, like I feel that would be making him a lot weaker, right? So he's probably gonna eventually fight some more people with the house itself. I have a hard time seeing him again actually going out without the house, right? Well, maybe he's gonna leave, and maybe go on parties with them, so to speak, but not fighting. Not fighting. That being said, though, he should be able to control objects, right? Like wood or whatever. So maybe in some episode he's gonna leave the house, and then they are maybe in some altercation. He's like, I like this whatever, this coach, yeah, fight for me, maybe. So, But on full power though, no, I think the house is gonna be teleported probably to wherever the battle is eventually. In next arc or this arc or whatever, yeah. Probably. Generally though, the Midnight Sun won though, yeah. They won, and I think, I mean, we all know that Vanguard has to be Lich. Who else is Lich to Vanguard? We all know that. It's so incredibly obvious if it's not Vanguard being Lich, and I keep saying that my general here right into this, he doesn't know though. I don't think Vanguard knows he's Lich in a sense. Maybe he knows, but it's like the soul thing, right? And when the third eye pops up, that burn mark goes away, right? It's very, very clearly. You see in the opening with the hand, but I mean, it's obviously picking up that. But again, this episode is possible that more, right? In episode 90, where of course Yami, both episode 89, right? Yami says, I have to leave now because Vanguard wants to have a meeting with me. And that's like, okay, so Vanguard calls for a meeting just when these guys are coming, right? Yeah, that seems that he wanted Yami to, of course, leave the building, but he's sending his guys there. Seems very, very suspicious. And the next episode, Yami is waiting for him. He's gone. He's missing, right? He's late, whatever. And of course, we see in the ending of the 90, the Lich is out there putting in the rock, right? So it's like, yeah, he's very likely Vanguard. Yeah, he is very likely the same person. Tricks Yami to leave the place, and of course and it's not there to meet Yami for the actual meeting, because he's over at next to Lily, yeah, next to the where they grew up, right, with the big demon head thing, big elf demon thing. Yeah, he's there, right? So of course he's Lisa Vanguard, of course. Obviously he is. Obviously he is. And I guess there in the end they got a stone. The Peter Clover thing was funny. I like the Peter Clover thing. We see Valtos is running like a Super Mario. Danny, that was funny from the house. But he gets it. Asta, of course, never knew where that stone was. He left it very openly, very easy to find, next to the bird nest, right? Yeah, very easy to find. And so they still lost though. They beat them up. They won the battle, but they lost the war. Yeah, they got the stone very easily. And that's of course the stone Heat didn't get in episode 7-8, right? So yeah. So now there are only 2 stones left. And I think for sure they're gonna get those last 2 stones eventually. Lich says he's gonna go there now and get them himself. And need his power level for that. So that's probably gonna happen. But yeah, I'm sure he's gonna get them right eventually. Because I mean, even if not in this arc or next arc or whatever, even if it's not happening recently, I'm very surprised that they never managed to do it. Right? Even if Lich would lose, even if Lich would die, even if Lich would be killed off in, let's say, whatever, 10 episodes from now, it's killed off. The whole Midnight Sun even dies, so they all die. Even if all of them would die, I am freaking 99.9% sure that someone else bad guy, you know, the new bad guys, whatever, they will eventually get us the last 2 stones. I mean, come on, obviously that is gonna happen eventually. The whole I wouldn't say that the whole storyline builds to that thing, but it definitely has the whole. It starts with the first king killing the big demon, right? That I guess they summoned because they attacked him during the wedding thing. So he kills that thing. He's still laying there. It's like, you know, Asta Judy grew up. Obviously that thing's gonna one day respawn, right? And then they have to defeat it, right? Asta's gonna be king by defeating it, whatever. Yeah. Obviously it's gonna happen eventually. I think that's like a no-brainer. Even if all these elf people die. And then it's like, here comes the other king, here comes the Diamond Kingdom, here comes the Spade Kingdom, and fight them and so on. Eventually, the Spade Kingdom or whatever is gonna then reborn this thing. Right? Of course it is. There's no way that demon elf thing is not gonna arrive at one episode. Eventually, it definitely is gonna come. It might not be tomorrow. It might be in, like 100 episodes from now. But I'm sure it will happen, or else I'll be very surprised. I cannot see it happening. Not happening. I mean, yeah, it's like. So they're very close now, though. They're very close, though. But I think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna happen right now, though. It's probably gonna happen. I think it's gonna be a long time to get there. But it's. Yeah, because I think Lich is gonna lose before that. I think Ryder's gonna fight Bedouin. I think most of the people are gonna lose before that. I think it's gonna be the last resort. They're eventually all gonna do it, but they're probably always be dead when they're doing it, right? And like probably. I don't think they're gonna go over to get the stones and be like, yeah, because I have a hard time seeing that they get the 2 last stones now with Lich, what he's gonna do, and then it's like the full Midnight Sun, all of them in like full force with the big massive thing, right, on the same time. I think it's more like most of them are gonna get killed, like maybe Ryder's going to Melona, maybe he's gonna die there, right, and like I think there'll be a few of them left, right? And then they get the big thing to be resurrected. But yeah, next episode, hope you're hyped, guys. And it's gonna be cool fight there, Malona versus the lazy mimic guy. That was awesome. And I haven't thought about it yet, but we also had a new ending. I guess the opening is delayed then to X number of weeks because it's the first time they ever done an ending. Episode 9 had a new ending, right? Ending 8, but no new opening 8. That's the first time for that. And so it's unfortunate, because of course the openings are the best thing in the Clover. They really are, they're so good, it's so good. And the ending, I think the ending was pretty bad. Let's be honest, the ending was pretty bad, yeah. Probably the worst ending. You go and visualize the worst ending. So you use the Juno's face, some lighting between that, Asta's face, lighting going out of the ray, right? And then it's like Asta doing like a flip, avoiding lightning, maybe from a glitch, and then she used the thing, and then it's over. Yeah, like it was a, yeah, it's a very nothing ending. Visualization wise, very nothing. Just Juno and Asta, no like Noel, no the characters. It was a weird ending. Yeah, weird is a very pretty indifferent to it. Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, that wasn't like this what you ever seen. The song wasn't very pulling me in either, but I think it mainly visualization wise. It's just like, oh, that was nothing. Yeah, whole of nothing, I would say, the ending, honestly. So yeah, hopefully the opening's gonna be good anyway. Yeah, I'm a little afraid that they never failed openings, but I think the endings are definitely not on the quality of the openings. There's some openings are, I mean, some endings are definitely better than other ones. I think the endings are a little more uneven. But I will say, honestly, in my opinion, this probably was the worst ending so far. I think the ending was just really nothing. It's like, yeah, and it's over. Yeah, it felt pretty boring. Yeah. Anyways, hope you like the review. Press the like button. See you guys with One Punch Man later tonight. And we're doing the 2 new animes tonight. We're doing Medical Senpai, right? Sexy Medical Senpai. And also, of course, the Lost Girls, like, yeah, summer episode. Yeah, so it's coming up later tonight.